This is the Real Change Wilmington Podcast, episode 87, annual Rick Moyer Legacy Foundation Pump and Run 5K with our guest today, Billy Foster.
Being a part of something like this is more than just running a 5K or just lifting. It's a community thing. Rick loved this community. Rick gave whatever he could back to this community, but that's just who Rick was. He cared for his community. He cared for weightlifting, and I would love to see our area community kind of just get involved in that way.
What's going on, everybody? This is your host of the Real Change Wilmington Podcast, Dustin Pierce. Real Change is a positive, constructive, and lighthearted source of local news, events, and resources. On our podcast, we interview leaders of local organizations to help squash rumors and encourage a greater sense of pride in our community. We have a great episode for you today with our guest, Billy Foster, who was one of the race coordinators for the annual Rick Moyer Legacy Foundation Pump and Run 5K. On Saturday, June 6, 2026, will be their 6th year. And if you're listening to this podcast before then, there is still time to sign up on runsignup.com. The event starts at Vital Fitness with the bench press pump portion starting at 7:45 a.m., followed by the 5K run portion at 9 a.m. And how it works is that for every bench press you can do, you knock off time from your run. It's a great event. I've seen it happen every year at Vital Fitness, but this will be the first time that I'm actually participating. They have a lot of vendors out there, the fire department's there, and there is music as well. Every year, the run helps raise money and provide a $1,000 scholarship for a Clinton County student who is interested in furthering their education in agriculture, criminal justice, or history. Billy is not only going to talk about the race and foundation, but also the reason behind the race, which is to honor his late father-in-law, Rick Moyer, who passed away back in 2020. Rick was a Clinton County prosecutor for many years and very involved in our community. I never got to meet him personally, but it was definitely an honor to have Billy on the podcast, not only so I could learn more about Rick's life and impact, but also so that we could share Rick's story and impact with others. So with that, let's bring in Billy and get this podcast started. Billy Foster, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're the race coordinator for the Rick Moyer Memorial Pump and Run 5K.
Yes.
This is going to be the 6th year.
6th year. We're hoping for our biggest year too. So
nice. So we're going to get into that more. The event's held at Vital Fitness.
Yes. Vital's been there since the first year. They've been key at getting us started with this event. They've been a huge help.
I think I read somewhere that Rick was a member of Vital Fitness.
Yes, he was a member there, and we'll share some stories about that. He's got some stories that Amy always shares, and we'll get into that. But yeah, he was big there at Vital, and a lot of people liked him. He was very open about talking to people. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't, but he was a positive figure there.
Nice. I was hoping Amy was going to come today because it sounded like they were kind of close.
Yeah, the time was hard to get her here, but everybody has to work, I guess.
True, except us, I guess. All right. Well, before we get into the run, let's talk about you a little bit. Kind of share where you're from and what brought you to Wilmington.
So I grew up in Xenia. I went to Xenia High School, graduated there in 2012. Moved to Wilmington when I got into Wilmington College, played baseball there from 2012 to 2016, and met my wife at Wilmington College, and she's kind of kept me around here ever since. So
yeah. What was she studying at Clinton College?
She was studying sports management. She had more of a focus in the medical side of sports management, and then I had a focus in the administrative side of sports management. We kind of crossed paths in those degrees.
So you're married?
Yes.
Do you guys have kids?
Yes, we have 2 little girls, 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. They keep us incredibly busy on top of our careers as well, but they're great. They're kind of the part of the inspiration for why I've randomly gotten into running a little more intensely, just kind of show them that dad can do hard things, and they've kind of taken to it as well. And last year we randomly started doing a 5K every weekend, and they started to look forward to it. My oldest, she actually completed one 5K herself. She did it PR time of 54 minutes, and she was thrilled. So this year we're looking forward to it again. So
she's 8 years old.
She's 4 this year. She did a miss 3 last year. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was a random thing. The youngest did stroller time. Mom would push. I'd run. Joey, she would stay with mom and walk try to get her to run every now and then. And then when I would get done, I'd run back, catch up, and we'd finish the race together. So
That's awesome.
So yeah, they like it. I don't know why, but they love it. So
Yeah. I saw you at the Corn Fest race last year.
Yes.
That was the first. I didn't plan to do that race. I planned to just like show up and like take pictures.
I remember you
I
saying
got
that.
suckered into it, and I was surprised I could do it, to be honest.
It's 5K. I mean, it's 3 miles. As you say, it's just 3 miles, and you get in the middle of it, especially that route. That route is down in those hills. They get you. So
you said you started last year?
Last year we started doing a 5K every
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
Randomly. We just said we set a goal to try to do one every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I did one of those. I never ran in college. I hated running,
Mm-hmm.
and I married into a family that does the 5Ks, and that's kind of when that started. So,
do you do marathons too?
I just did my second half marathon.
Okay, I overheard you at Vital talk about it.
So I did.
Crazy.
I did the Air Force half marathon last year, and then I just did the Flying Pig half marathon. And me and Austin, who is one of Rick's daughters, are currently preparing to do the Air Force full marathon later in the year. So we're totally excited about that.
That sounds horrible. I'm glad you're excited about it. So besides running, what are some of your hobbies?
So I'm a big sports fan. Bengals, Kentucky, Wildcats, Reds. Me and my buddies, we like to golf. And then running lately has become a every couple days hobby of mine.
Do you still do any baseball?
Not as much play. I tried softball one year out at the rec league here in town. The old shoulder doesn't hold up like it used to, so not as much.
Yeah, it's a pretty demanding sport. Seems like with the joints for sure.
So for some reason, golfing is stuck, running's starting to stick, and I like to go watch them. So
have you tried pickleball yet?
I haven't tried. We just got the new court. I have not tried.
There's a league at the swim club. That's pretty low key. Good starting point. Yeah.
I've heard it gets pretty intense.
I mean, some of them, get way into it, but they'll play with you for a few games.
Never picked up tennis very well, and I've heard that's...
Me neither.
I remember pickleball in high school. They tried to incorporate that into gym class. So I played in gym class when I was in high school. It was when I don't know if it was new or if it was just a new to high school gym class, but it was a different experience.
I don't remember pickleball in high school. I feel like I just heard about it during COVID.
Yeah, I remember it becoming a thing like my junior and senior year. But that was the only time I'd heard of it. So, and now the pickleball courts here in town.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
So next question is just, what's a defining moment of your life that's helped make you who you are, shape your values and personality?
So definitely when I went to Wilmington College, wasn't the greatest of all students and needed some time to mature. I kind of grew up there at Wilmington College, and that's what kind of established a base for me. And then that also drew in the love for the city here, and just trying to continue to be a part of this city any way I can. Joined the Army National Guard, went through basic training, kind of set in some values for me, who I've become today. And then shortly after, went to the police academy and set off on a career and made it here in Wilmington, and tried to establish myself here in the city. Becoming a father has been a big part. My 2 little girls mean everything to me, and I'll do anything I need to for them. It's been fun trying to step back in that father role and watch them grow and find their own passion now. And they're very active. One night soccer, one night we go to basketball, gymnastics, dance, and they just want to get involved in things. So just seeing them and stuff, and that has been a big part for me.
Was it always your plan to be a police officer?
No, I thought I'd be running the Bengals organization by now. Sports management was an interesting career field. I met my wife, Mary, here, and graduated. She still had a year left in college, and I set out to the big city of Cincinnati, and it didn't quite work out. Just couldn't really get in, and kind of lost the passion for it in the search and the sports management career. Really enjoyed the games and the atmosphere, but then the business side of it just didn't kind of click for me. So kind of needed a reset. I found that in the Army. It gave me like a 6-month basic training window to kind of reevaluate what I wanted to do with my life. And then that led me to the police academy, and it's worked out. And Rick was a big inspiration on my law enforcement career, very motivational person in that, and really pushed me as an individual for what I needed.
Hmm. Yeah, so we usually ask at this point, like, tell us about the organization, but we're going to kind of go into your relationship with Rick for a minute. So when did you guys first meet? I assume with your wife.
We did. So it would have been my senior year of college and her junior year of college. Um, so that's when we met. Really intimidating figure at first. Did you ever, I don't,
No, I came to Wilmington just after COVID.
Okay.
So like, I think he had passed. And
okay.
that's
So larger individual, weightlifter, Clinton County Prosecutor. I was very overwhelmed at first. Never really interacted with much of that career growing up, in the law or legal side of things. And just to kind of hear the stories of what he had done in his career, and all of a sudden I'm trying to like date his daughter. As a father now, I kind of feel like I understand what that would probably feel like. So for me, it was intimidating at first, but grew out of that intimidation pretty quickly. So Rick was very motivational in my life. I needed everything Rick had to offer for me. I wasn't the best of lifters and didn't have the technique growing up, and never really had that like coach to like kind of just would solely focus on you in the gym. But whether you wanted it or not, Rick was there to tell you, hey, you're doing that wrong. You're going to hurt yourself. Spot you, motivate you, make sure if you're not showing up to the gym for a couple of days, ask you what's going on. Why aren't you here? Basically just would always be that one to hold you accountable.
So how involved was he with lifting? Did he do like competitions and stuff?
So in his younger days, he had done some competitions. I don't know the particulars to it, but that's kind of where the pump and run came from. Was one of his favorite events that he did was the Arnold pump and run up in Columbus.
Okay.
So he participated in that, loved it. It was like his favorite event out of everything that he had done.
Yeah.
So it kind of stemmed from that on how we as a family could try to carry on his legacy. So with Rick, it was county 5Ks as many as you can, like the Thorn Festival, the Turkey Trot, all these local 5Ks. We're always on Saturdays throughout the summer. It never failed that on a Wednesday, I would get a text from Rick. Hey, I signed you up for the 5K this weekend. I'll see you there. I hope you don't have plans.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really an option. It was just kind of like, you better be there or you just lost some points in the field of
being a son-in-law.
Yeah, trying to be a son-in-law at that point. So
that was your test.
That was the test is, are you going to keep showing up? Are you going to keep running and pushing yourself to better yourself? So
I've been to the Arnold the past few years. I don't remember them doing a pump and run, but it sounds like something that they would do for sure.
Yeah, so they still do I think it's on Thursdays.
Okay.
Maybe Fridays, but they still do like a 5K pump and run, and it's a big event. So, but that was one that if any of them ever stood out or like stories that he would tell about him, it would be from that event and what that left on him. So,
did he ever run with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Did he ever run?
No. Yeah, I don't know if he ever ran with him. There's a lot of people usually, so I doubt he knew many people that were up there.
Okay.
But if he did, that'd be pretty cool.
You said he had stories.
Yeah, no, never heard anything like that. But that one definitely always stuck with him.
So I want to kind of go over a little about his life, kind of education, work, and his faith and hobbies, and then kind of lead back to his hobby of lifting and pump and run and the foundation now. So I was going to just kind of list some things off for listeners. You can chime in where it makes sense.
Okay.
But got some notes from the internet, I think the news journal as well.
I was impressed with the research he found. I went through this and I was like, okay, he did his research.
I mean, it was a couple web pages.
I had to go through like some of the family names and I was like, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. So for the listeners, Rick Moyer, he passed away in 2020 at the age of 70, most known as a prosecutor in Clinton County. Born in 1950, grew up in Martinsville, went to the high school there until his freshman year, when the schools consolidated. He graduated from Wilmington City Schools in 68, then Wilmington College in 76. and then Capital University Law School in 88. That's when he also passed the Ohio bar in 88 and became a Clinton County assistant prosecutor. He worked there 4 years until he was appointed the chief felony prosecutor from 92 to 2008, which I think is about 16 years. And he has some fun case that he prosecuted. So I'm going to list a few. And maybe you know some stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about the last case as a son-in-law. Like you're trying to marry his daughter, and think
Oh,
about the
yeah,
last
yeah, I
case
get it.
when we
Okay.
get there.
This is gonna be so I have 4 different cases here. The first one was Joey Haney, a 17-year-old who shot and killed his girlfriend's mother, Mary Turner, and then shot her father. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that one?
I hadn't heard of the first 3 that you're
Okay.
going to talk about, but I definitely want to do some research on them just to kind of. It's just always cool hearing the stories of what he had successfully done in his career.
Yeah. I read, I think in the News Journal, the Clinton County Republican Party chair, Tim Enwood, praised him for the last case specifically.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to, I guess. But so the other 2 cases, James Geoff, he was put on death row for aggravated murder of Myrtle Rutledge. And then I think it's Mitchell Gully. This case from 84 was finally solved in 2000 when the defendant pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter. And then the case that you're talking about is Vincent Dunn. I guess the story that I read goes, and there's Spotify podcasts about this.
There's a lot out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's listening to any of the podcasts, but Carrie Culberson, she was, I guess, missing and presumed dead. The body was never found, but it was eventually pinned on her ex-boyfriend, who apparently was either very jealous or didn't want her to date anybody else. But yeah, the body was never found, but still Rick Moore was able to prosecute him and put him life in prison.
Yes, so that's one of the biggest cases I think I've heard. Is just like, think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Like, you hear that, like this.
He has daughters. Yeah,
yes, he has daughters. I believe he's one of the few, if not only, people to successfully prosecute a murder case without a body being located. So it's in there somewhere. I'd have to find it like specifically, but it might be the only one in the United States, which is impressive itself. Like, I've heard stories about what that trial was like and on the family itself, and just, I mean, from outside sources and stuff. Like, it was a different time, and he devoted a lot of energy and effort to that case, and just to be able to hear like that part of his legacy is something to that magnitude. It's an honor just to be in the family, honestly.
I assume that was prosecuted in 97.
I believe, I don't know when it actually went to trial, but it would have been the late 90s.
Yeah.
So,
do you know like the ins and outs of how he was able to do that? Or was it evidence he got? Or?
I don't know the ins and outs. I remember there was always like some sort of piece that they used in the trial in his office, and he would always talk about it, but then I didn't understand it. I really wish I would have paid more attention when I was in college and would be around him, because just with the career path I've chosen in law enforcement, I probably could have learned a thing or two, but I don't think I picked up on some of the things that I should have when he would explain it then. But just the magnitude of that case and what it's done is, I mean, it's impressive what he did.
Yeah.
So,
I definitely encourage people to check out other podcasts about that case.
Yeah,
it's more details.
There's good podcasts to it, then there's some podcasts against it, which that's fine. But
gotcha.
It's impressive what he did. So
yeah. Any other cases that he would bring up?
The time that I knew him in law enforcement, he was kind of just the head boss then at that point. So he wasn't trying as many cases. The current judge in the county, Andrew McCoy, was kind of running under him and doing majority of the casework. But really with Rick, I mean, it wasn't really a ton about work. Like, when he was home, it was lifting, family time. Really loved being at the office, but also tried to leave the office at home. So, or at the office, sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I also saw that he was an adjunct professor at Wilmington College.
Yes. So I told you when I met Rick was probably like my junior year, and formally met him. But there were many times where I think I did see him from across the lawn at the Wilmington College area, and I wasn't ready to meet him at that point. So
Like you knew he was.
I knew who he was.
Friends.
Yeah, I knew he was my girlfriend at the time's dad.
Yeah.
But definitely wasn't ready to cross paths there yet. It was just that intimidation. I mean, he was always a bigger guy, stronger guy.
You're a bigger guy too, though.
Yeah,
Still
I had to.
Oh,
I had to get bigger. I had to make up.
Were you like scrawny in college?
I wasn't scrawny, but I was never really like a lifter. Like I wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know what I really would describe myself as in college. I was just a baseball player. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So
Usually pretty weak.
we didn't have to be overly strong. We just had to be. We had to have some endurance, and I didn't have the work ethic I really needed in college. If I would have had, I tell my wife all the time, and it sounds silly, but I wish I had the work ethic now I had in college, because then and I give Rick a lot of credit for that, because he's really impacted my life and just my work ethic and what I try to do for myself, my family, my career now.
And I guess we can kind of skip maybe to the family aspect. So how many kids did he have? I have them listed here, but I was really confused on how this was all. This works.
I believe, so there's 5 children of his. He has the 3 children with Joanne, my mother-in-law. And then he had 2 children in a first marriage. Chris, everybody calls him Bear. He's out living the farm life right now. That's why he couldn't make it. It's their harvesting or planting. He's going to make fun of me if I get that wrong, but it's that time of year for them where they're really busy. Yeah, I'm the city boy that tried to make it out to the country, and I catch some slack for it. It's all right. Got thick skin.
Yeah.
But and then you found Brenda and Richard are Joanne's children from her first marriage.
And then 17 grandchildren.
And
counting, right?
And counting, yeah. So I didn't go through and actually count to see that number, but
this is an old date. So you have your kids are.
So we have 2 kids. My wife's sister has 2 kids, and he was around for the oldest kid. Yeah, so it's probably +4. So for sure, at least
it's a big family.
Yeah, so big family, great family. I couldn't be luckier that I got involved with this family. So.
And it seemed like he was a member, pretty active in St. Columbia Hill Catholic Church.
Yep, he was one of the few that they actually let stand in the back all the time because he wanted to. He didn't necessarily want to sit down. He just stood in the back, and they accepted that.
Okay, nice. And then also a member of the Clinton County Farmers and Sportsmen Association. What is that exactly? I thought I knew what it was, but.
So I'm not sure if they're 2 separate associations, because I think the Sportsmen's Association is the Sportsmen's Club, which is a gun range out
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, but the Farmers Association is something to do with farming that my city knowledge doesn't know anything about. So
okay. And then obviously active with the Clinton County Republican Party as well.
Yeah.
All right, so back to lifting, which is kind of how this memorial race got started. When he passed, I assume the family was trying to honor him in some way, and you guys decided upon a scholarship of the Clinton County Foundation and then a run.
Yes.
Open run.
Yeah.
So let me kind of tell me how that happened, I guess.
So we were just trying to figure out some way. I think what inspired me the most, and I believe me, my wife, and Joanne, we were kind of the first 3 to just sitting in the living room one night, just talking how can we continue his legacy. And what inspired me the most was when he passed, we had a celebration of life, and it was actually held at the courthouse down here next to the Veterans Memorial over there in that open area. And just to hear the words that were spoken that day, see people that showed up that day. I mean, that entire area was full of people, and just to see just with the impact that he left on people, everybody's emotion that day, and how could we continue that in a positive manner? And so we thought, okay, he loved doing 5Ks in the county. He loved education. He loved agriculture, the degree of law, criminal justice. And he loved the pump and run. That was huge. So we're sitting why don't we try to do this? I think we could do it. We actually did it wasn't a pump and run, but he did pass I wasn't even going to talk about this and I forgot. But in 2020, when he did pass, we did a memorial run for him that day. Not that day, but like in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
And only 10 or 12 of us showed up. It wasn't big, but that was the start of it after a conversation.
Was that during COVID though? 2020
it was. I'd have to look at the exact time. I don't think it was during COVID exactly, because I remember the gym was open at the time. So, but it was kind of like not a trial run. Like we didn't know we were going to start and try to actually make a foundation out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we made shirts. A couple people showed up. We still have those shirts lying around. And that was kind of like the start of it. And then we built from there.
Nice. So yeah, how did you get connected with the Clinton County Foundation then?
So we started to realize, once you start to get a decent amount of money pouring in, Joanne's full-time worker career, I had a full-time job, the family, everybody has a full-time job.
Yeah.
So you start to think about the auditor, the books of it all. How do we maintain this properly to where we can get a group that does this handle financial stuff? And the Clinton County Foundation has been great in assisting us with that. It would have been really hard to get that side of, like, the planning, the doing event. That stuff's kind of easy. It's allocating funds, making sure you have funds. That's the side that I don't necessarily understand, and I let Joanne handle.
Yeah.
But they've been a huge help at getting that side kicked off, and just keeping it in Clinton County was another key factor.
Yeah. So I would assume that you put some money from his estate into the fund, and then, because your run is like $40 a person.
Yeah.
How much money do you actually generate from the race to
So
that fund?
I have to look at the exact. I think last year from the race itself, it was over $2,000.
Okay.
So last year was our highest of numbers. We had 90 people signed up and registered. This year we're shooting for 100. I think we're about halfway there, a month out. So that's a pretty good number. We're ahead of schedule from years past. But I remember we had to have a minimum budget to start in the foundation. I don't know how exactly the money was raised. I don't know where it came from, but we get a lot of help from the community. Some of our sponsors that have been around since year one.
Yeah.
Polaris has been huge. They give a good donation every year. Wagstaff Family Dental helps out a lot.
Because you guys have shirts too. So
yes, we have shirts.
$40, you get free t-shirts. So
yeah.
as far as how much money you're giving,
I don't want to forget any of our sponsors.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we have CM Farms, which is his son's farming company out in Martinsville. He's a sponsor. His grandson, Gavin Smiley Moyer, he works out at Wilmington Auto. He's been a sponsor for the past few years. Peel Law Office has been a sponsor. Vital Fitness has been huge since getting it started. Abbott Image Solutions has been a sponsor. They've helped us with all our signage, poster boards, stuff like that throughout the race. The Oak Salon here in town has been a sponsor. Rome Jewelry, Quality, Everyday Chic Boutique, Brown's Funeral Home. The Clinton County Foundation itself has sponsored us this year. That was a big help. Orchard Veterinary is our new sponsor this year. And then we might have one more sponsor coming, but I'll leave that up to date right now. But basically there's a sponsorship level. It starts at anything under $250 is like just a gift to the foundation. $250 is like a bronze level. It gets your name on the back of the t-shirt. $500 goes to the silver level. It gets your name on the t-shirt, and you're lucky enough to get free entries into the event.
Okay.
Big help, right? You can come run. It's a great gift. And then the gold is $1,000, and there's back of the t-shirt, entries into the event. There's one more thing with that off the top of my head. I don't recall.
Like multiple entries for like the employees or something.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you said last year you had 90 people participate.
Yeah.
That's been your highest year. So
that's been the highest. When we started, like I said, it was the first year. Had about, I think there were 10 or 12 of us. Then the year one, so year 0, 10 or 12. Year one, we got, I believe, around 50, and we've gradually kind of grown by 10 each year. So hopefully on pace for 100 this year. That'd be huge.
I mean, I'm one more.
I know. I saw you signed up today.
Hopefully,
I checked right before I came over here, and I saw the note. I was like, there you are.
I was doing my research, and I was like, I guess I'll do it.
It really is a fun day. It's a community day. You challenge yourself, and it's It's just a fun day.
So I was watching a video that Amy from Vital Fitness put out about what the pump and run is.
Yes.
Which got me excited because I don't like to run that much, especially 3 miles.
Yeah.
But I do lift. So like, explain how the pump and run works.
Okay. So in the morning, you'll come in, you'll weigh in. There's a warm up time, but then you'll get weighed in before the event starts. I don't want to guess, but you're in your 30s, right? Okay. So you'll do 90% of your body weight, whatever that may be, as many reps as possible. There is a cap, so you can't lift your body weight 100 times and run a 0-minute 5K. Like we looked at other rules of pump and runs,
so and we like negative.
Yeah. So we put a 30 rep, 15-minute deduction as the max. So you can subtract 15 minutes of your 5K time. So there was one runner who came out and he ran like a 4 or 5-minute 5K because of his he did the full 30 reps.
Yeah.
And then the sheriff comes out every year, Sheriff Estes.
Yeah.
He may or may not use his age to his advantage. He's a strong guy and a fast runner. And he'll do 30 reps fairly easy.
Yeah.
And then he'll go out and run a 20-minute 5K, take off 15 minutes. All of a sudden, it's a 5-minute 5K. So
how much percentage from your body weight do you have to lift?
So for me and you, it's 90%.
90% of my body weight.
Yeah.
So I think I weighed 210. So times 9 is I have to do 180.
Yeah.
What is 180 like?
So that'd be a plate and 20 pounds. So.
And you can do max 30 of them.
Max 30.
Okay.
And we'll cut you off. If you want to do some extra, go ahead. But we'll tell you that's all.
Call it a day. I hope I can get.
Yeah. So, and that's the cool thing about the event is always like the cheering section too.
Yeah.
And you got 30 or 40 people that are there to do the pump specifically, and they're all there cheering you on. It's a great atmosphere. You got Amy screaming at you, Laura down with a camera.
It's kind of intimidating.
Yeah, no, okay.
Now I'm scared.
No, it's fun. I mean, one year I'm a heavier guy. I don't hide that. So I did 275 pounds. That's a lot of weight to lift.
Yeah.
And I repped out 18 of them because of the crowd, and I've never done that many reps at that weight.
Yeah.
And you say intimidating because I did their lifting event 2 years ago, like a deadlift and bench max competition. And see, that for me was intimidating. I thought about the crowd of people there. I had never done like an event like that. But then you get like in that moment with the people there, and you get the chills. Like it's just a cool experience. And I relate that to the half marathon I just did. Like you see all the people down in Cincinnati cheering you on as you're running this half marathon. It's emotional. You get the chills, you get excitement, you get proud, it's honorable. It's just a fun experience.
Yeah, I feel like you're taking me there right now.
No,
I feel like,
no.
I mean, I feel like I'm like feeling the feels, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like, also, you're doing it for a good cause.
Yeah.
It's like you're excited about the cause. You're helping.
And then you get to run 3 miles after, like 3.1 miles.
Then
like
you get in your car.
That's the real exciting part.
Yeah. What's the race route?
So the route we do like a kind of a subdivision run. So we'll start there at Vital. You go all the way down Prairie till the end where it turns into High Street. Turn on to High Street, then you hit Locust Street. You'll continue on to Locust Street. You'll go north on north-south down to Lourish where it veers off at Xenia Avenue. So you'll go right there instead of left.
Yeah. And
then you go past Denver School.
Okay.
And then you'll hit the subdivisions back in there and back to Vital.
Okay.
So it's a fun round because it hits like you get some of downtown Wilmington.
Yeah.
And then you get some of the little residential neighborhoods as well. And then you go back to Vital and you're done.
Nice.
It's just 3.1 miles.
Do you have like volunteers standing out on the route?
So it's gotten a little harder over the years.
Yeah.
So not as many as we used to, not as many as we'd like. Just finding people has been a challenge for us. But and now like 2 of our helpers are in like their 8th month of pregnancy right now, and they'll be in their 9th month of pregnancy when this happens. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So we're a little strapped for volunteers. If we can get more volunteers, we'd love to. Just the first year we had, I forget how we even recruited people, but we did have people out, and it did help out a lot. But that's one of our challenges is to find volunteers like that.
I would assume that like Amy and her crew kind of help out
So
too.
yeah, we get some of Idle's staff. There's usually about 3 or 4 of them that help out. It's just who can come in on a Saturday that first weekend of June usually. So
Okay, so is your event the one that has like the fire trucks usually?
yes,
So
we
it's like a big deal.
yeah.
I
So
never been to the Run before, but I go to Vital a lot. So
okay,
I've been to Vital when this event was going on. I was like,
okay,
what is happening
yeah.
here?
So
There's fire trucks, music, it's crazy.
every year I've tried to, if they're, it's kind of just the if we can, we'll be there agreement. Wilmington Fire Department has been great. They've been there every year and haven't had to leave yet, knock on wood. But they come, they set the flag up for us. It's a great image.
Yeah.
And it sets kind of the community tone. It raises that, and just it's a cool picture moment. But if they have to leave, they have to leave. But typically we get them there every year. So
It's awesome.
yeah.
I met a few of the fire department guys, the newer guys. I set up a booth at Trail House to help raise money for a rec center. And like, they were like some of the first donors, just like fire department guys walking by. I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Good dudes.
Yeah. No, they all are. We like to give, it's like the sibling relationship between the police department and fire department. We all love each other, but we also like to give each other crap every now and then. So
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the foundation itself. So you give out $1,000 scholarships once a year?
so yeah, there's once a year, and we're still working out those how we do. In the past 5 years, we have given out successfully 2 $1,000 scholarships with the foundation. We're trying to figure out how we get the word out to, because I feel like we give them out to like Wilmington high school students, which is great, but we're trying to figure out how to open the word to other county schools as well, because that's trying to make it a Clinton County focus. And we're trying to also, with the scholarships, broaden our horizon with a $1,000 scholarship to current high school students looking for like furthering education in college in the agriculture, history, and criminal justice, but also how to find someone interested in the police department, the fire department, not ours local, but like an academy, how to pay for part of their tuition as well. So that's what we're looking at this year in our continued growth with the foundation.
So people have to pay to go to the police academy?
So yeah, if you don't get sponsored to go to the police academy, you have to pay for it. I think it's like it's not cheap anymore. So
Really?
it's like, I think it's like $6,000 or $7,000 now for a 6-month course. So
And then you can become an officer after that?
yep,
So
after you pass your state test, yeah.
it's not as bad as like a $40,000 to $60,000 college debt, you know?
Hey, I'm feeling
Probably
both of
more
them.
money too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling both of them.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'll have to start a fund for you at some point. So the event again is on Saturday, June 6th, 2026 this year. What time do people need to register by?
So we usually cut off registration the Thursday before.
Okay.
So that would be the 4th of June, I believe. We'll cut it off that day. If you want to guarantee t-shirt, we don't guarantee a t-shirt size past June 1st. So that's the day we'll cut that off. If you sign up after that day, you're just not guaranteed like a t-shirt or your size specifically.
And then how do people sign up?
So we use runsignup.com. It's pretty easy website to navigate. You go in there, you'll type like a zip code, and it'll pull our race up. And then it has the option of doing just the 5K, or if you want to do the pump and run as well. So we do 2 separate events.
Can you just do the pump?
Some people have.
Yeah.
They do the pump and they don't want to run, and that's it. But you won't get a time. You won't be eligible for like a medal, because we give out first
medals.
Yeah, we give out
What?
medals, first and second place medals. So we give out male and female first and second place for the pump, and then we give out medals for 6 or 7 different age categories of male and female at first and second place for the 5K itself. And if you do the pump, you can win the medal in the pump and win the medal in your age division for the 5K itself. So really big advantage to lift weight and do that.
Yeah. I don't see myself having a chance of getting one of those. Unless your category is just 36-year-old guys.
You will make
no one else is in
we'll
that
make a specific category.
Really niche it down. What time do you need to show up that day?
So if you're doing the pump, we offer an hour warm-up time. The gym's open 24 hours, but Amy has always set up 2 benches for us off to the side. You can come in, start to do your warm-up depending on however long you need. Weigh-ins usually start around 7 to 7:15, and then the pump itself will start at 7:30. Typically the pump, depending on how many people sign up, takes 30 to 45 minutes.
It's not very long.
Yeah, it goes faster and faster every year. It's like a stressful thing when you see all the names and you start flying through them. You're like, all right, we got to slow down a little bit. We're going really fast. Because then if we're done at 8:00, you got an hour of just standing around waiting because the race doesn't start till 9 a.m. Okay. So that's our time. So pump 7:30 unless you want to warm up. If you're doing just the 5K, that starts at 9 a.m.
Yikes.
But I'm usually there at like 4:30 in the morning setting up if you want to come help set up.
Maybe.
It's a great time. It's not even light out.
How many benches are going at one time?
So we do 2 benches at once.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to the point where we usually get about 25 to 30 people that do the pump itself. So we'll set up the benches, we'll divide them in like by weight, like there'll be a light bench and a heavy bench, and then it flows really well. So there's usually 2 people benching at the same time. There may not always be, it may just be you, but there's always people cheering. So
the bench is set up outside or inside?
Inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like where the benches normally are? Or
no, we always move them down to the other side of the gym, kind of by where the kettlebells are at the gym. So we take up that open, we'll move like the wall ball stuff and the box jumps, and we'll set up in that area. So
okay. So are there other activities going on that day too? Like you have the fire department there. Is there music there?
We'll have a DJ, usually set up, play some inspirational music to get you going. Rick was a big avid classic rock guy, so we'll try to kind of focus around what he does, but we'll spread out a little bit and play some other music as well. There's always little kids running around because we have a big family like we talked about. So all our kids are there. People bring their kids, teenagers. We've had booths set up in the past. We've had a food truck there before. We're always open to new ideas, but that's kind of anybody that we've offered for other 5Ks, like the Wilmington Hurricane 5K is the weekend after ours. We've spread an invitation to them if they want to come try to get people to sign up for their event. But it's really just a cool day to hang out with everybody. Like everybody's there, everybody's socializing. There's some companies there that are advertising their products. We've always had Laura does her sports medicine stuff during, if you want to get they call it scalps. I don't know what they do, that massage stuff.
Oh, little suction cup?
Yeah, suction. So and Dan Freeze has done that as well. They'll come in, they'll work on you free of charge. So they have given back to us and we appreciate it. So we really whatever you whatever we can do that day, we're open to anything.
I have an idea for you. I'm trying to
find
an
idea?
Yeah. So I told you I had that booth for the rec center thing. I could set up that and give out free lemonades.
All right, you're invited. Come on out. Cool. You still got to do the pump and the run, but you can.
Okay. Well, it sounds really fun. I'm excited for it.
It is. It's a fun day. It's a humbling day. My goal this year, I kind of get lost in the day. Usually it's a stressful day for the family to kind of put on the event. I mean, we want to carry Rick's legacy on proudly. So we kind of get all worked up trying to make sure everything's perfect. So really my goal this year is to kind of just like take a step back and enjoy it. Like just enjoy the community aspect, being out there, seeing everybody trying to push themselves to something bigger. So
do you normally do like a moment of silence or like a word to remember?
Yeah, so we usually do like an opening prayer and a moment of silence as well. And then we raffle some stuff off at the end. Some Polaris has donated like their Yeti style cooler every year. I don't know, that's the only way I know how to. I hate giving Polaris and Yeti at the same time, but like it's just a big camping cooler. We raffle one of those off every year. We usually raffle a couple Fiesta Veracruz gift cards off. 10 Cap usually donates some gift cards. This year, the big surprise that I think is going to work out is the Murphy might donate some tickets to the show.
Okay.
So I'm still working on that. So I haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
But it's sounding positive. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah. So they've been very supportive as well in that. That's been the weirdest part for me is asking people for things.
Yeah.
Like, but everybody really is great. They always want to help out in any way they can. I love Clinton County.
Yeah. I bet it's cool. Like you're nervous to ask, but to see how people are just excited to want to get
Yeah,
it's pretty rewarding.
Most of the time it's not even like a second thought.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, we'll do it and let us know what we can do. And that's a good feeling. So
that's awesome.
Clinton County really does, when it comes to those things, seem to just from growing up in Greene County, it's a little bigger, but Clinton County's kind of like that small and giving back community that I've come to love. So
yeah, I've noticed that too for sure. What are some of the challenges you've had as you've done this for the past 5 years, going on 6 years?
So I think challenges is getting the word out. We do our Facebook page. I don't know how to set up algorithms on Facebook and getting that word out, but some years we struggle with, typically it's us, the family, sharing everything and then just getting others to share so it hits a wider range of people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of runners in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And
there's a big running community.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Too.
So
always runners.
Yeah. So just the challenge of getting our word out, our event out as we grow. And another challenge is hitting the people that don't want to necessarily do 5Ks. Like, how do you inspire somebody to get out of their comfort zone, to come and run or come and lift or just come and walk even? Like, I have some of my family that they come and they just walk the race. Some of them, we have people that push our kids in a stroller and they walk. They're not there. It's 3.1 miles of you walking, pushing yourself and just having family time. So
yeah, that's cool. And being part of something bigger in the community.
Yeah. So, and then, I mean, you see everybody out, and even if you're not in the first, I make fun of my sister because she finished last year, but she was there and she did it.
For that?
Huh? No, there's not, but that's a good idea. I'm not sure how that would go over, but I would find it hilarious, but others might not. But like, just to see her finish something that wasn't something that she would do, like that's just a cool thing to see. So
you guys should like put so give the number of runners that come. Everyone gets a number and you put them in a hat and then pull out like the runner that gets like a medal or something.
Yeah, some sort of prize.
Random.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one I could ever get.
Yeah.
So, I'm never going to get first or second.
Hey, you run a 30-minute 5? Because you ran the corn festivals.
It was.
You weren't too far after me, so
probably not. I don't.
So you say it was 34 minutes. 15 minutes off.
Yeah.
You got a competitive 5K time.
I guess.
No, that's a competitive
I'll put some
time.
Slack on all the lemonade that I give out that day.
Everyone's quitting. Little advantage right there. Yeah, we'll rent some porta potties this year.
Exactly. Yikes. So speaking of accomplishments, though, what's been some of the most proud things so far doing this?
The continued growth has been cool to see. Like just from year 0 to then 40 or 50 people show up, then 50 or 60 people show up, and then all the way to 90. Seeing the community give back, that's always an accomplishment, like we always talked about. This is actually the first year we've kind of learning as we go, but this is going to be the first year we get to be a part of the award ceremony at the high school. So the award ceremony is next Monday, I believe. We get to be a part of that and actually see the winner of the scholarship award winner. So that'll be a cool accomplishment to see that in itself, and just see that they're not going to know who really Rick even is,
right?
But they will know that they won a scholarship in memory of Rick. So his legacy carries on.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then what keeps you passionate about doing this event?
I'd say just seeing the family's enjoyment in it. We put a lot of time into it. It's inspired my children alone to want to start to do it, because they never got to meet Rick, which is one in itself, but to hear them talk about doing Papaw's race and like getting to be a part of that. Hey, Mom, I want to wear Papaw's shirt because we have a T-shirt for them. So just seeing that, it continues to kind of push, and seeing Amy's support with how much the second year was kind of our hardest year. It was like, okay, we did it last year. We had a good turnout, and then we got lazy. We didn't realize how much time and effort it took to continue this.
Yeah.
But Amy was always kind of there pushing and making sure like, hey, you guys aren't giving up. Like this can be a big event. We can do this. So, because I never imagined we would put on a event and for it to continue to grow the way it has.
Sounds like Amy's been a lot like Rick for you, just pushing you to keep going.
Amy has, yeah. Amy, we get at each other sometimes, but it's a great relationship, and we've built something I think you would be proud of going forward with this.
So we usually ask guests, what's a quote or piece of wisdom that's helped guide you that you'd want to share with others? I didn't ask you for this, but is there any kind of piece of wisdom or maybe way Rick lived his life that you would want to share?
There is, and it's here on the polo I'm wearing. We put it on the race shirts every year. It's the quote we go by and that he lived his life by was always pain is weakness leaving the body. So every single one of the family members would probably give you a different meaning to what that means. But for me, it just hit home last week when I was doing the half marathon down in Cincinnati. That route is tough. Like you hit mile 6 and you get to an area of Cincinnati where miles 6 through 9 are just straight uphill. And I actually got a text from my wife at that time, and I looked at it and she literally, I guess, was asking if I was even running at that point. So I'm like, well, geez, screw you. This hill really sucks. Like, I'm tired. I'm sore. I've already ran 6 miles. I've got 8 more to go. Like, leave me alone. But then she hits me with a quote, pain is weakness leaving the body. And then it's just something that inspires you. Like, pain is temporary. You really can push yourself to do hard and uncomfortable things. If you would have told me 5 years ago I'd be training for a full marathon, I'd call you crazy. Like that's just something I never envisioned myself. But I found a passion in pushing myself and really living that quote and showing my kids like you can do. Like one thing I love to say to my daughters when they like soccer, she gets tired, I'll tell her you can do hard things. Like we can do hard things. And that's what we try to instill in them. And with that quote, pain is weakness. We didn't steal it from the Marines or anything like that, but it is just a cool quote that he always lived his life by. And we've continued on with the foundation.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's an inspirational when you break it down and think about it. So a lot of people, you just say it, but when you think about it, it really is like you just got to put one foot in front of the other and just keep running.
Yeah, when your wife threatens you with it.
Yeah, like she told me I misinterpreted and she didn't mean it that way, but I don't believe her at all. I think she 100 it got me going though. Like she hit me with that, and then all of a sudden I'm motivated and I'm back in the race and I finished and I actually PR'd it, which was a big accomplishment for me.
That's awesome. Very cool. Last question is, what is a positive change that you would like to see in Wilmington?
So when it comes to Rick's legacy and really just being a part of something like this is more than just running a 5K or just lifting. Like it's a community thing. Rick loved this community. Rick gave whatever he could back to this community. I don't want to steal Amy's story, but Amy will always tell this story. When COVID happened, gyms had to close. As a gym owner, I can't fathom what that, like, this is my financial means and you're telling me I can't stay open. Rick went in there that day and he bought every single hoodie, clothing they had in that area. Just bought it. Wasn't his size. We gave them out. Like there's still hoodies lying around. We have a ton of Vital hoodies. But that's just who Rick was. Like he cared for his community. He cared for weightlifting. And I would love to see our area community kind of just get involved in that way. It's just a bigger picture thing. And it's uncomfortable to do something you've never done. Some people think about running. Running is challenging. Running is mental. And they think about running 1 mile and it's overwhelming. But you can do hard things. You can finish this event. Nobody's judging. There's no judgment in this event. If you finish in 18 minutes, I think has been the fastest 5K time we've had without subtractions, or if you finish in 1 hour and 5 minutes, we're just proud that you finished. You set a goal. You showed up with intentions to do a challenging and a hard thing, and you did it. And we'll be there to clap and cheer you on. And it's a great atmosphere to be a part of.
And if you're slow as heck, you'll get to run with me the whole time.
I'm slow as heck, man. I ain't fast by any means. There's just something about running where you can just get lost, and you clear your head, anything that's going on, and it's you against you, and you're just running. I'm not fast at all. I run like 10-minute miles, and I enjoy it, and I'm never going to win a 5K, and I know that. And I'm never going to win a marathon, but I'm going to be there.
But you're putting this 5K on, so you could change the rules, so you could win something. You can win something.
Win something. I'm sure. I have tried every year for the family to let me be included in the cooler raffle, and I can't even get them to let me be in the cooler raffle. So I definitely can't win anything.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's not what it's about. I mean, just being there, man. I know I probably sound like a broken record, keep saying that, but it's truly is just a great atmosphere. So
yeah, like I said, I've seen it for a few years now, so I'm excited to actually do it this year.
Yeah, we're excited. I was excited when I saw you signed up before I came over here.
Very cool. So people can go to, what's the website again?
So it's Run Sign Up. We actually have a Facebook page, the Rick Moyer Legacy Foundation page. Yeah, it's a mouthful, sorry, but
search for it.
Yep, it has a link up where you can go directly to the page, and then from there it's step-by-step sign up. So
I assume that Vital Fitness will share it too. And
Vital shares it. Yeah, we use a company for timing now called Running Endurance. They come and that was the hardest part about these events, was the timing portion. Yeah. But we found them last year. They come, they set up everything, and then they have technology that does the timing. So we have to do nothing, no math, nothing anymore. Yeah. I didn't become a cop because I was good at math. That's for sure. And then they just have been great. So all of our sponsors are pretty good about sharing if they have us. So like Quality shared our stuff. Vital shares it all the time. The Strength Lab, the other gym on the other side of town, has shared our stuff. And then other sponsors that we have had. So runsignup.com. Yep. That was a long answer for just how to get to us.
Anything else you want to share before we get off the podcast?
I appreciate you having me. I'm excited to see you that day. Just come challenge yourself. That's all I got to say. So
very cool. Well, thank you for what you do in our community. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for our podcast today, folks. I hope you enjoyed our interview with Billy Foster, the race coordinator for the annual Rick Moyer Legacy Foundation Pump and Run 5K. If you have more questions for him or ideas, please feel free to reach out directly. If he'll talk to us dorks, he will certainly talk to you as well, because after all, we are a community of empowered individuals. If you want to get in touch with Real Change Wilmington and share your story, you can contact us on our website at realchangewilmington.com, visit our Facebook and Instagram pages, or grab a free copy of our local newspaper at Kroger, Sam's Meats, and Fiesta Veracruz. We also currently send our free local newspaper direct mail to over 2,500 Wilmington residents every month. So if you want to help us cover our printing costs and advertise your local business, event, or job posting, please email us at advertise@realchangewilmington.com. With that, I am your host, Dustin Pierce. Keep it real, Wilmington.